at Disney, which is up about 1% today. And we want to go ahead and trade this name, which has gone from $80 up to $116. And joining me now, Tim Bigham, option strategist by Alerts. Take a look at this chart. Look, we're only a couple of bucks away from the highs that we saw late last year. What are your thoughts on how you would go about an example trade here today, Tim?
Yeah, absolutely, Nicole. As you alluded to, we are approaching kind of that 118 level, which was met with some pretty significant resistance on several occasions on Disney. So given kind of the rally we've seen, and it's almost a meme-like stock rally when you look at the chart here on Disney, but I think getting a little bit too hot to handle up around these levels here, kind of with the overall market, which is getting surprisingly just, stalling out, just seems to move up a little every day. But I think the fact that implied volatility in Disney is now below the 10th percentile, so option price is dirt cheap here as well. I'm just really positioning for kind of what I term a bad hair day on Disney here, a slight pullback going out by the traditional July, slightly out of the money 115 puts, selling the traditional June that expire the 20th in a week and a half, 114 puts, and paying under $2 for that spread. Like the fact that I can continue to hedge it, kind of chop wood for 3 additional weeks if need be to further reduce the cost of the trade. So I just really not looking for Disney to do much of anything here, but I think the rally at some point will have some sort of pullback, and this trade, given how cheap it is and how it will benefit from a lift in implied volatility, which would probably happen if we do have a pullback, kind of is a winner on two fronts here, and dirt cheap, as I said, about the cheapest Disney options have been in the past year.
So what do you think? Thank you for all of that on Disney. Today we have energy, which oil is at the highest level since April. But communication services, some of the healthcare, real estate, consumers discretionary with up arrows. The up volume is outpacing the down volume today. Tim, how would you feel about the markets now in the next week or two, as we've had a pretty good run? The S&P is up now, trying for its 6th winning day in 7. Your thoughts?
Yeah, this is one of the, I think, slowest melt-ups we've seen in stocks. We're finally back above that 6,000 level on the S&P, but not really that close to breaking out to new highs yet, certainly given the pace of the rally here. And with the VIX at the lowest level we have seen basically in the past year or so, give or take, we're getting option prices cheap as well. So I just think this market is due for some sort of at least pullback, maybe not of even a big magnitude. You alluded to in the previous, session, talking about the World Bank reducing growth rates, right? A lot of houses are coming out with earnings growth, this one being the, peak, quarter for earnings growth as well. So we'll probably see earnings growth as well. Stocks are at extremes of valuation. S&P 500 over 3 times price to sales, almost 28 times price to earnings. So certainly not cheap by any stretch of the imagination on that. And interest rates hanging out around 4.5% on the 10-year, near the highs we have seen over the past several years. So I think on all fronts, the market is kind of getting a little, ignoring too much and putting too much faith, I guess, in AI and growth going forward. I don't think we'll see it. And at some point, I think reality will come to fruition, and we'll see that in the market and in Disney as well, with, even a 3 to 5% pullback wouldn't be unexpected.
So maybe too much focus on AI revolution, technology being the catalyst. I mean, we've seen an incredible run. So if you're expecting a bit of a pullback here, because we've hit this 6,000 mark, we've come up from 4,800 in the April lows. So on pullbacks, you must have a list of what you're looking to buy. You like it, or you're looking for it just a little bit cheaper. What are you going to be watching for? Is it a sector? Is it particular names that you will buy on a pullback?
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of these, depending on the pullback we get, will widen that list out. but I think some of the stocks that certainly people might have missed going up, the, let's call it lower beta, high AI names, right? So any of the names like NVIDIA, even Apple and so forth, I think, on any kind of pullback will probably be bought here. Microsoft might be one as well, although I don't like Microsoft here. But if we get a 10% pullback, price does matter in my opinion, so I kind of like most stocks if we do get that pullback. I don't think we're going to get a drubbing, but I think we need kind of at least some sort of drop here to get the value investors back and to ultimately maybe take this market to new highs if we get that hope for AI kind of earnings growth.
Yeah. Tim Bigham, options strategist, buy alerts. Thank you, Tim. Great to see you. Appreciate it.